am your host, Big Budah. I am having a great Monday evening. This is not family evening, but we're having a great Monday evening. To my right, I'm telling you, I've been having a great conversation with Nick. Do we call you the CEO,
No,
founder,
nope.
co-founder?
You just call me the point
The
man.
point man. This is the point man for Urgence. We'll get to that here in a little bit. We got to thank a couple of our collaborators and partners who allow us to do this. First, FitCon, that's going down May 29th and 30th at Mountain America Expo Center. We'll give you a QR code later on in the show, but if you use Big Buddha, you can use that as your checkout code. You get 10% off. Shout out to Volker's Bakery. Park City Farmers Market moves to the outdoors on the 27th. Also, Motown Mondays, they are allowing us giveaway tickets. June 1st is Smokey Robinson. What do you know about Smokey Robinson?
I know he's smooth as eggs.
Smooth as eggs. Oh, I haven't heard that one before. Give me
Smooth
some.
as eggs.
Smooth as eggs.
That's Dave Chappelle. That's not me.
No, I love it. Hey, look, we do this once a week on Mondays at Buddha's Lounge. We just started with a good friend of ours, with Brian,
Hmm.
to bring in vendors, to bring in brands in the legal slash medical cannabis industry here in Utah. Again, we've said it a lot already off mic. You don't know what you don't know. And so we wanted to just open the doors and bring in people that, it's like talking about your kids and their accomplishments.
Hmm.
Does that make any
Yeah,
sense?
absolutely.
So, Nick, if you wouldn't mind, I want to go, I wrote down a bunch of stuff to kind of guide me through what we're talking about. I want to start about, since it is called Origins, let's say the company Origins is the superhero. Take me back to their origin story. How did they become? What's the embryo for Origin?
The embryo for Origins
You know,
was
and if you wouldn't mind, start with where you grew up and where you from a little bit. Kind
yeah,
of,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I'm a Provo boy, Utah County, born and raised.
Bulldogs or
I went there in my ninth grade year, and then I moved to Springville. But South Utah County, I've been there my whole life. I've left a few times trying to try on other places to live, and just found that Utah suited me best.
yeah.
I have 5 kids. Started having kids young. We had our first at 18, and she's now 24, about to get married. We have another
Oh,
21 son.
uh-huh.
Yeah, here we go. And I got all ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Young father, and I kind of found my way um, into cannabis through any number of trade work and sales jobs, and just serendipitously found myself in the CBD industry once the Farm Bill passed. And then when we were starting to push for Prop 2 being passed and doing the signatures and stuff, I was very engaged, not so much in the door to door stuff, but more in the advocacy of it.
Yeah.
And, went into CBD, got my chops wet there. That's kind of where my education came from in cannabis, where everything was education first. What is the plant? What does it do? Where did it come from? The history of all of that. And then I've worked for Zion Medicinal when the program first opened. I was their head of sales and customer relations. And then life happened where we lost some family members tragically. They were murdered, and so I had some disruptions in there where had to get our feet back under us. But that's again part of the whole story, because again, community and being ground up is
Mhm.
is the focus. So people who are suffering, which is the basis of cannabis,
Yeah.
is kind of the goal. So, um, in my pursuits of trying to spread the gospel of cannabis and goodwill, I ran into Jake, who is my partner now at Origins, and we got together, got talking about, hey, do you want to do this? Our passions sort of aligned. The resonance in our frequencies kind of
Mm.
hit us both then. And fast forward 5 months, and he was like, hey, I got this thing in order. And what that meant was he had found somebody to help him start this brand, a processor, who was that's Zion. And he said, hey, I've got everything in order. Can you come help me build this? So it was him. And then so he brought me in, and with my background in sales and just the industry that I had some familiarity with, It was like, okay, how do we do this? And it was just he and I looking
Yeah,
at each
yeah.
other like this. How do we do
That's
this?
crazy.
And so we just started with the basics, like what resonates with me, what resonates with us, what do we like, and what do the people that we talk to like. And then Jake has a lot of experience in California cannabis. He's kind of the OG there, um, and he brought all of that. And then I'm just kind of a people person, storyteller, and you've seen in our names
Yeah,
that I want to keep it grounded in Utah and what we do here. I think we're unique in our cannabis program and in our culture, which we've talked a lot about. And so I'm trying to make Origins kind of the taproot for something to grow from that,
yeah.
which is bottom up, community first. What is your origin story? Share with me, where you come from, how this became important to you, and let's fellowship.
I like that. We shared a story off camera that makes me think about, when you look through your life, when you look back at your life, ups and downs, times of trouble, turmoil, how much of that or how little of that was cannabis involved in that, to whether it was pain, whether it was to soothe, whether it was
Hmm.
recreational? Because I have a
Yeah.
I have an Apple story, that's how
Hmm.
I got started, or a friend, older friend of mine introduced. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
have that story. I wanted to kind of gauge where you were coming from.
Um, Ask me that again.
When it comes to cannabis,
Hmm.
and everybody has that story of, I started because it was I was
Yeah.
curious.
Okay.
It was going to be fun.
So yeah, it was community at first. Well,
Okay.
first it was interesting.
Right. Okay.
I
So you're
got
curious.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I the first time I got high, I would think I was 12 out of a can, the poor man's can, and I tried it, and I immediately remember having this clarity that, oh, this is not bad. Like everything that I thought I'd heard, this is not bad. What I'm feeling is not bad. From that point on, it was just okay. You couldn't really talk about it being from Utah. It's not a thing that like people. It wasn't open discussion.
Even if
Uh,
you weren't a member, even if you
no,
were not part of the popular church. Right. Right.
no,
Right.
and
Got you.
being a kid, like there's again still that stigma that only certain people use it, or there's if you
Ding, ding,
use
ding, ding,
it,
ding,
there's
ding.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
thing
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that comes along with it. So I kind of stayed away from it, and I grew up in addiction, sort of like I had people around me that were in addiction. So early on, I knew I didn't want to drink or I didn't want to get into things that would get you addicted. And so that was kind of the what I led with. And so I stayed away from it for a long time. When I did come to it, it was my wife brought me back to it.
Yeah.
I stayed away from it to be an athlete, and then she brought me back to it. And again, I was just it was like you're flooded with that. Oh my gosh, like this is so good. We're having so much fun. We're connecting. Like we're sitting laughing. We're like it's really a powerful thing.
I haven't
It's
done any bad stuff. No, all the bad stuff they said was going to happen hasn't happened.
No, in fact, I've probably, all the positive things that have come from it far outweigh any of the bad trips I've had. I've never been in
Hey.
trouble because of it. I've never, yeah. So to me, net positive. It's so good for me.
Yeah. I mean, living in a state like living in Utah, a very, very conservative state, I had to imagine it was probably tough to even find for this. It's funny to hear that your wife brought you back. What
Yeah.
can I ask? What was that at a party?
Nope.
Was it?
Her and I. Her and I, we were just hanging out. We were just teenagers, and she said, "You know what? I think I want to get high." And she grew up LDS, never done anything like that. In fact, she had some experience with some previous boyfriends that just she was like, drugs are not my thing. They're
Yeah,
not a thing
yeah.
that I want to be around. So it surprised me as much as anybody, and I hopped to and magically pulled something out of somewhere.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
wow, look at that.
but yeah, and that was, I mean, we bonded for a long time. And again, being young parents, we had babies when we were 18, and we
Yeah,
had 3 kids by the time we were 22. So that is very isolating, even in Utah, because most of them are going to be
yeah.
return missionaries, and so they're going to be older. So we were kind of isolated there. So cannabis was a very a very bonding thing.
If you wouldn't mind, I would love for if you could extend that just a little bit further, because we've talked about this a little bit. My story where I saw two rival gang members
Hmm.
didn't know each other. It looks like fisticuffs were about to happen. Or a rumble. That's what I was saying. A rumble was about to go down. I just aged myself. But somehow a joint appeared,
Hmm.
and it was like, okay, hold on. You know what? We don't have to fight, man. Let's
Right.
just. And there was no talk, and it was just like, hey, passing back and forth. I I hadn't seen. I've seen that. That was my first instance, and then many other instances throughout my life where cannabis was a peace negotiator, if you will. It
Yeah.
was just a way to say, slow down. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
What are we doing here?
Hmm.
Let's just chill for a second. Let cooler heads prevail.
Yeah.
Has that been your what has been your experience? If
Absolutely.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, sorry.
Cannabis is a connector to me. Absolutely. So, if you do consume it, I know we have a lot to talk about. We can relate. We
Thank
can
you.
we can
That's it.
session.
Instant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course we should sit down and talk, but that's why I've been very open about cannabis from even when my kids were little, and we coach them. You don't talk about this at school. This is something that daddy does for work. This is all. So we've coached them, but we're very open about it. It should be talked about because it is a connector, and bringing the stigma down is just educating, and the next generation doesn't have an issue with it. In fact, they're kind of backing away from it, saying, you know what, maybe it's not for me, or they're slowing down, or so it's we should be able to talk about it more, and it's for those reasons. It's
Yeah.
a connector.
In a society where it's so easy for anyone to say, "Dude, take a chill pill." I mean, it's as easy as that is. That's how easy you should understand what cannabis or marijuana is. That's your chill pill.
Mhm.
So again, take a chill pill. Oh, that's exactly what it
It
is.
totally is, and it's that shot of you get a little boost of willpower in that moment. You're not so cranky. A lot of the thing, one of the thing I tell people is, when soup gets cold, it gets that film on the top of
Uh-huh.
it. I sort of think that we all live with that film on us. That's our jobs, our stress, like the things that we have to deal with. And cannabis, like when you get medicated, it sort of removes that film. The soup is still there. The things that are going on are still there, but it just changes your ability to then act on it or be okay with it. It doesn't change the circumstance. It's okay. Can I handle this? I'm going to be okay. So it does bring those things down. It make you more self-reflective, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of Utah County, we're gonna be. I got a shout out to Empathetics Wellness. They were only doing medical cards in Provo. They're now going to do the entire wellness program, like
Nice.
B12 shots, KLPs, terzepatide, that thing. So that's starting this Wednesday. If you're interested, again, go there to get your medical card, but and learn. We want to keep it legal. We want to keep you safe. It's HIPAA protected. As long as you're following the rules, or following the laws, you're going to be totally safe. So I recommend if you're going to consume anything like that, don't do it illegally. We're not saying drive and use it. We're saying
Definitely don't.
be
We're saying don't
responsible.
drive.
Don't drive.
That's what we're saying.
Be responsible, but protect yourself and get a medical card, so that into the state of Utah. Uh, can we take a break? Okay, we're gonna take a break. As we head out to break, I gotta ask you, out of all the famous people that you've heard of, any historical people, who would be the one person in your big list that you would love to back in the day smoke out with,
Thomas Jefferson.
and why?
Oh, he's the most interesting. I like words. I like writing, and I think we all agree that his writing is transcendent. I think we all live by it and call to it in defense of these things that we hold dear to ourselves. So that in and of itself, but then also he's a dichotomous person. He did all of these great things and owned slaves, which it would be an interesting thing to sit down and talk about. Like,
Pick his brain,
hey
chat.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, like tell me how can you like
How
what's
you write
going
this
on?
document, bro, that
Yeah,
says all of this, but
yeah.
no.
And if I could go back and smoke with him, I imagine in this scenario, I
Uh-huh.
can take back all the info that I have now. I'd be like, dude, this is what's going on. Tell me what you think, and just pick his
Yeah.
brain on that.
Orange Fuchsia 15. Orange Fuchsia 15, man. That's
We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
uh don't move a muscle. We'll be right back. Enjoy a few words from our partners and collaborators. We'll be right back.
Hey, Utah County, we've heard your calls, text messages, and emails. Starting Wednesday, the Provo Aesthetics office will be offering all health services from ketamine to KPL1s to B12 shots and more. Stop by 499 North University Avenue. Must be 21 years with a valid ID. FitCon 2026, May 29th and May 30th. Discover your calm, fitness trends, new gear and tech, even influencers. Empathetics Wellness is going to be there covering everything from medical cards to terzepatide. Scan the QR code for tickets and use Big Budah to save 10%.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's lineup for your pain management is brought to you by Beehive Blends. Mix, match, and pair for your maximum relief. Oral sprays, relief creams, even gummies. No medical card needed. Got to be 21 with a valid ID.
High Spirit gummies come in many amazing flavors with two things in common: taste and effectiveness. Stock up today at the plug and enjoy your relief smokeless. Must be 21 years with a valid ID. Focus, concentration, alertness, and less crash. It's what every gamer looks for in any supplement. Not a gamer? It's okay. Use the Gamer's Edge to level up every day at work or play. Natty Addy, buy one, get one free at the plug. Must be 21 with an ID. Don't let minor aches and pains slow you down and keep you from your active self. Beehive Blends Pain Relief Cream Roll-On is the perfect partner to back you up in any case. Get yours today at any Empathetics office. Must be 21 years with a valid ID.
Everybody has. Hey, we're back. Sorry. Even though the mics are off and you guys are enjoying a word from some of our partners, the conversations are live and we're still going on. You can't stop having good conversations.
That's
Welcome
right.
back. We're hanging out with a point man from Oranges, my man Nick. How do you pronounce your last name? I'm sorry.
Ozuna.
See, you know exactly how Polynesians feel.
I do. Oh yeah.
Do people ask you if you're?
Oh yeah.
Are you part Polynesian? Those are
I
not.
get that all the time.
We don't have Z's in our alphabet. Okay, just
Uh-huh.
I know we pronounce it, but we mean C, not Z. Anyway, sorry.
Uh-huh.
That's story.
I get it all the time. Nobody knows what I am. I just barely learned
Can
my
I
name
ask
anyway.
what your
Yeah,
family ethnicity background?
my dad is Mexican,
Okay,
and my mom is Basque. So
Spain,
European,
around
yes,
Spain.
like northern Spain.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry. This only from years of doing TV. Basque, and this is my only reference. Forgive me. There's a contest in Basque where you have a pouch filled with wine, your partner, and you guys keep stepping away. You got to squeeze
Squeeze
it,
it, you gotta
and
shoot
it's
it.
got to shoot into your partner's mouth. Whoever can get it the furthest
Have you been
apart.
to High Aldi in Boise?
You know what? I don't want to tell all my stories.
That's not
Nick.
illegal. It's not illegal. It's every 4 years the Basque have a festival in
But
Boise.
I've experienced that. I
That's
know
dope.
I was the squeezer. I was because I couldn't drink on air. So
I I may or
it
may
wasn't
not.
really wine. Okay, calm down. I wasn't really wine.
Right. Somebody I know may have done that and ended up in the street in Boise.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I didn't do it in Boise. They have an excellent Juan Diego High School. They have an excellent mass community.
that's
And
dope.
again, it's the only time I put on the outfit.
Uh-huh.
I had the funky shorts
Yeah.
and the crazy hat, but I squeezed that pouch and it's a fun event. Look, yeah, you don't know, okay? We have
Look it up.
culture.
Google it.
Look, Google it up, okay? It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're talking to again point man from Origins, my man Nick here in Ozuna. The products at Origin. Tell me about here's how I like to tell people. People, I don't want to tell people that I'm instantly that we're part of the cannabis industry. I want to work it in, but because a lot of people don't have insurance, right? And they're dealing with pain, they're dealing with anxiety, whatever it is you're dealing with, and you can't afford insurance. There's still things out there that can help you fight whatever it is you're going through. One of them, case in point, being Origins, because you guys, your origin story is from a medical something. It wasn't a party, right? It wasn't like,
Mm.
hey, we're gonna be the best. We're gonna have the get you high off your feet. That wasn't what you started with.
No.
Tell, tell me about how that's always been the focal point is helping people medically.
Yeah. So suffering. I think we all suffer, and in one way or another, some people it's pain, some people it's neurological, some
Yeah.
people It's muscular, or their joints. It's all kinds of things. So and oftentimes it's sadness or isolation or detachment. There's a lot of suffering generally that we have. So um, cannabis for me is a has always been the vehicle and the vessel for that. It's the connector, like
Yeah.
we talked about. And I'm not saying at all that that's the answer to all of these ails, but for me, I think community is a very big part of the alleviation of suffering, which is what I think we're all trying to do.
Hmm.
Just help people feel better. So that's the true north.
The thing that the medical community always seems to push down on the medical plants. The plant medicine, right?
Mhm.
Is you can't make claims. No cure. I'm not talking about curing anything. How do you approach that, knowing that a plant has helped you in so many positive ways? How do you approach a conversation to a non-believer, if
Yeah.
you will, from a standpoint of it's just medicine, and I'm trying to tell you that it worked for me,
Mhm.
not necessarily that it's a cure.
Yeah.
How do you have that
Well, have you
conversation?
ever had anybody in your family like use a CBD product for the first time and say it worked?
Yes.
Yeah, most people have.
Yeah.
So from that point, CBD is just one compound in the plant, and a lot of times that's just a. I mean, I tell people think about it like it's a band or a symphony. CBD is a bass drum, and THC is a snare drum. Together, you can do cool things. In fact, the Black Keys is one of my favorite bands. I mean, they
Oh,
don't
come
use
on, man.
right, so they don't use a whole lot, but they get a lot out of it.
Dude, that's such a great analogy. Thank you for that. If you know the
Yeah,
Black Keys, you totally get it.
totally.
I totally get what you just
Yeah.
said.
But now imagine Black Keys with a symphony. You want your terpenes, you want your flavonoids, you want the full spectrum of all of these things. Because imagine the Black Keys with like a string section and a horn section and all of these very different things. That is what you're after. And if you've already seen the effects with somebody that you care about, like you trust their judgment, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, what else is keeping you from trying that out?
Then your own personal,
Yeah,
right? If you give,
that's how I
if
approach
you
it.
got numbers, if you got facts, and you got testimonials, what else is holding you back?
Yeah.
To try something that'll give you. I mean, okay, look, if you've tried everything on that bum knee, I've tried a knee brace,
Mhm.
I've tried icy hot, I've tried injections, cortisone. Aside from that, I can't feel anything. Why not give another legal try, right?
You absolutely should, and it's going to be the safety profile is
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's not going to hurt you at all.
Give me the origins sales pitch. How do you if you're trying to stand out among all the products, among in an industry that is starting to just flood the market with so many, how do you want to stand out? How can origins stand out?
I go back. So it's probably getting old, but I go back to community. It's not about necessarily our products being better than anybody else's. Like we talked about, there's 8 growers and there's 18 processors. So the variance is going to be it'll be measurable, but oftentimes negligible between each. So the key to it, I think, is just connecting with people, is just making people feel seen, saying, I hear you.
Yeah.
I know that you're suffering, and maybe you don't understand like the words to put to it, but just know that I hear you, I see you, and I want to be a part of it. And in doing that, like the products speak for themselves. I'm not going to take them, elevate
Hmm.
them over anybody else's. In fact, our products are made with other people's products.
Yeah.
So that would be silly for me to do. But the way that we win, I think, is that just starting with the ground up, community first. I'm a patient. So what resonates with me? What do the people that I care about want? And then I'll let the other people figure out what the market wants, and then we'll try to find some alignment there, some resonance, as I keep going back to. But I mean, that's what I know how to do, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yep. We got some products that have been sitting over here. Tell me about what
Yeah.
you brought with you. And again, these are available in only the pharmacies,
Only the
correct?
pharmacies,
Again, you
yep.
can only access these through the medical card program.
Stop asking.
Stop.
Not giving you.
We can't. But again, this is again. I love the medical card program because it tells me that everything that you have has been gone through, has been vetted. It's
Yeah.
gone through a process. It's safe. I can trust it.
Mhm.
Tell me what you got.
Well, before I get there,
Yeah, sure.
everybody who signs up helps us helps vet the program, helps us normalize
You
it,
normalize it. Yes, yes, yes.
it helps validate what we're doing. You know, it just shows that you believe in what we're doing and that it's touched you in one way or another. Help us advance that. The numbers, you know, some people only look at numbers.
Yeah.
So with that, this is our 510 vape standard 510 thread. It's I-15 Atlas, so named because we use jet fuel otter pops, so it's kind of gassy. It's very, you know, stank. It's got that fuely sort of diesel backbone. And then
Yeah, he said
I-15,
stink, guys. That's a
it's
real word used.
it's fun. It's very
Yeah, it's
technical.
funky. Yeah.
Yeah, very technical. And the I-15 Atlas, because it's topical. I'm very I'm very tuned into this I3 Atlas thing or this 3i Atlas. If anybody else is, it's this thing that's flying through our atmosphere that's doing weird stuff.
You mean chemtrails?
No, no, no. Well, that's another one of our products. I didn't bring that one, but that's another product. But no, it's this comet that's flying through. So just to stay
Yeah,
topical, and a lot of what we do is small batch,
yeah.
handcrafted. Like we do live resin terps with our distillate. So there's another thing that we do differently. But it's just an
Evergreen. Is
homage.
that something you think about? Like
Um,
it'll that it'll no matter what, it's timeless. The name will be timeless because
well,
it's
no.
gonna be topical, but then it's gonna be historical.
Well, I don't know if we do that again, because a lot of what we do is we take live resin terpenes, like a live resin sauce, and we'll mix it. So it's not just a distillate cartridge. There's live resin terpenes in there, so you'll get the full cannabis effect, that
Jeez.
symphony that we're going after. So no, it'll never be like this again.
Yeah.
This run is it.
What is is there a rift? And I don't mean this like in a violent way. I mean a divide between flower and what you do. And you know maybe it's because they love the romance. For example, I first and foremost flower, and I'm
Mhm.
sure you know maybe you're the same
That's
way.
why I love flower. Yep.
And again, it's for me, it's the romance, right?
Mhm.
I can't roll for squat anymore if I was rolling
Which you wouldn't.
because my fingers don't work as well. But for me, that was what one of the things that attracted me to
Mhm.
that was the romance behind the lighting up and you
Yeah,
know the smoky rooms and listening to your music, whatever it was. Can I still get that same nostalgia?
absolutely. Well, and I agree with you. The whole my love for it came from the ritual of it, not just the
Ritual.
experience.
That's what I'm trying. Yes, the
Yeah,
word
the
ritual. Thank
ritual
you.
of it. Oh, it's such a beautiful. It's so meditative because
Yeah,
I have a space, and I think we all have a space, like your smoking area.
yeah,
And if you don't, try it out.
yeah.
But as soon as you step into there, it's sort of like you go into the ritual, the routine of what you're doing, and everything for me slows down. I put my phone aside. I'll grind up everything. I'll get everything ready. I like to have a clean everything, so I can really experience it. Not all the time.
Like cleaning. Oh gosh, wow!
Like
I
clean
just
water, clean bowls. Like I like
thank
glass
you.
and everything.
Yeah,
I like to taste it and I like to feel it. So it is very the ritual of it. So yes, you absolutely can do that totally, and you don't need to have flour. I think people
yeah.
can
Thank you. Okay,
whatever
I was
you.
worried about that. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
just your experience. You set yourself up, and it is your own experience, as is anybody's cannabis journey.
I'm trying to be a responsible person because I want to be able to ask any kind of curious person their questions. What is my experience? You know, will you get a different experience from flower to your carts to dab to I mean, and then you got to find what works for you.
Yeah.
Am I hearing?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Totally. Well, and it's like if you like boating, do you only go skiing? Can you slalom ski? Can you wakeboard? Like tubing's fun too. I like all of them.
Yeah, yeah,
I will use every.
yeah.
I'm a big tincture and gel cap guy. I love gel caps, easily measurable. I know what I'm getting. I love tinctures because the doses are high, the flavors are good, the efficacy is there. I don't discriminate. I love cannabis. I see the benefit in my routine, and so you do your thing, but it's your thing and you should enjoy it.
And there's multiple ways.
Oh yeah,
There's vast ways of enjoying the
yeah.
medicine.
Your way is your way.
Yeah,
There's no better way.
I just saw clips from the Champ show that happened in Vegas,
Mhm.
and sodas were like the big thing
Yeah.
that where people were. I'm like, Whoa, let's go.
I've wanted sodas for a long time. Liquid suspension in Utah, they cap the
Yeah.
dosages, and it's, canning is prohibitive, I hear, in production. So I don't know. And I think people want more than 10 milligrams, but 10 milligrams liquid it's not like 10 milligrams in a gummy.
No, it's not.
Yeah, those are good drinks.
Yes.
So I'd like to see it. We'll see.
There are some drinks in Wyoming, wild cannabis they sell uh over the counter. You got to be 21, obviously, to buy these drinks, high spirits. I saw them. They had 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, and then they had a 50 milligram.
Wow.
And I was like, let me come here, 50.
Yeah, what did that look like?
Come here, 50.
It's me and you, Fitty.
We going home, bro.
It's
Let's
me,
go.
you, and
Yeah.
many men.
And I
Probably.
saw and I saw some other drinks. Was an alien head, and those were 120 milligrams. I'm like, okay,
What are you
that's
doing, Wyoming?
what is yeah.
Knock it off.
Just stop it, yeah.
No.
But they're following the rules and their regulations, right? So I love that at least our government officials are allowing states and they're smart people to figure it out with the people who are trying to make money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that too. Obviously, being sitting on both sides of that
Yeah.
fence, being a patient, why can't it be cheaper? Being somebody who's on the other side, like, why can't it be easier? Why
Yeah.
can't we have more options? So I'm straddling that fence. They'll figure it out.
Would you say a gateway, since we're talking about gateway, a gateway to a better understanding of your cannabis experience?
What is?
Origins. This is where I would recommend to start because of ABC.
Because why start with us?
No. Even with cards. If I'm new to the game, I've never smoked anything. I've never had a smokable or an
Okay.
inhalable. I don't want to vaporize.
Mhm.
I don't want to try. I've done gummies. I don't want to do dab. I don't want to do that. You know what? I want to try origins. What is my experience going to be like? And what should I start with? Should I start with the I-15 Atlas?
I would say if you're new,
Yeah.
you're new to it,
Right.
then probably flavor is what people lean towards. People want
Okay.
a flavorful thing. In my experience, so what
Right.
I would go to is the Gracias Madre. That is our lychee forward lychee. It's very fruity. It's sweet, but it's savory too. It's not sweet in a fake.
Yeah, that's
kind
where
of
I
fruity way.
want. Where would I go? Okay, so that's
Yeah.
a good beginner one.
Yeah.
Just because it's easy on the palate.
It's easy on the palate. Yeah, the experience is good. It's got live resin terpene, so it's very cannabis. It's very cannabis familiar, but the flavor of it, the terps really jump out of that
Yeah.
one.
Also, I think I failed to mention, and we both have no smell. Because that's a stigma. If you're into the stigma, it's a very safe in that regard. The
Yeah.
smell. If you're anxious, you're pinned down, and you need to get some medicine. What better way? Again, I'm not advocating. If you don't understand what you go through and you need your medicine, it's
Yeah.
really hard to explain it.
Mhm.
Like you said, you get cranky. It's almost like hangry,
Mhm.
being hangry. Does that make sense?
Well, for some people, I know some
Yeah.
people will, they get depressive or they get anxious or
Yes.
that my experience is never my experience is more like the anxious slide where I'm like, okay, I really, could use some centering right
Yeah.
now. So I think everybody's experience is different. And yes, with smell being the a
biggest indicator.
stigma and indicator. Totally. Vapes are the way to go, and they're discreet. It's easy to do on the go. Like everybody gets nervous before or most people, or maybe I do. I'll just say me. I
Take a
get
chill
nervous.
pill.
Yeah, I get nervous before I come in here, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna medicate.
Yeah.
Kind of get my center, and then okay, I'm ready to go. That's alleviates that suffering of anxiety.
Yeah. Okay. That's my beginning. I love it. It's easy on the palate. Let's say I'm an experienced user,
Mhm.
right? I'm an experienced user and I love flower, but I'm getting the push from everybody. Okay, fine. I'm gonna give vapes a try. Fine.
Uh-huh.
What's gonna convert me over? Maybe not fully, but at least like, okay,
Yeah.
where have I been?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
So right now, I would say probably our the I-15 Atlas
Okay.
is very it's
Dank stink.
yeah, and very cannabis forward. The SFVOG, or I'm sorry, the SLCOG is another one that we have.
SLCOG. I like
SLCOG,
that.
yeah. And it's an homage, if you know SFV, San Fernando
Yeah.
Valley is a very well-known strain. So it's just
Yeah.
sort of our homage to that. We used SFV as part of it, and then we threw some live resin
Try
terpenes
not
in.
to
But
date myself. You'd be like, dang, he's been using weed for a long time. How does he know that old name? What? Sorry, I gotta be
yeah,
careful.
been
Yeah.
around. Uh, but that one is it's live resin terp, so you get the full spectrum. You get all the live resin, full cannabis experience, along with the potency that distillate will, and it's very just true to cannabis. That's a good
I'm
cannabis
gonna ask
variant.
this question. I gotta ask this. This question has been bugging me, man, and I gotta ask it
My
because
wife got it for me.
no,
I don't know where she got it.
no, the evident blue. No, because we started off as recreational, right? I want to ask, what if let's say I'm not hurting. Nick, I don't have a knee, and because I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to be like the only time I medicate is when my knee is bummed out or my shoulders. Or I'm going to the gym. Let's be honest. And you're seeing it on social media. There's guys who are influencers like who have a stack of gummies and like, well, let's go to Costco, and they take that.
Yeah.
There's obviously recreational value benefits from it. I'm gonna ask. Okay, I want to chill out. I don't. There's nothing wrong with my knee. What is something that Origins has that I can just say, you know what? I don't want to drink tonight. I'm trying to stop drinking. I don't want to go out. I want to just stay home and chill
Mhm.
on purpose. What's something intentional you got in the Origins repertoire?
I well, to I'd say the Jack Apple, our Jack Apple concentrate. If I mean, you'd have to have the dab rig and everything,
Okay,
but that's what I would say. It's the loudest, most complex concentrate that we've put out. The nose on it is crazy. It's this beautiful, like sugary concentrates, wet and saucy, and like it just gets me in the right place. So that's what I would say. Also, to sort of piggyback on to make a point about what you were saying earlier,
yeah.
what's the difference if you do have a med card or don't? Does the plant care?
Wow. No.
Does the gummy that you took care? Does it like does your body and it
Touche.
like it doesn't care? So people say, "Oh, I use it medicinally," and like or and then some people say, "I don't need it." And to me, it's like, okay, you don't.
Humans, we're putting emotion in everything. We're
Yeah.
putting our
So
own beliefs. Yeah,
right.
I got you.
So it is no difference. The plant does the same thing to everybody, whether you have this fervent belief in it, or you're very like you just don't believe in it.
It's gonna hit y'all the same.
It's gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I always push back on the I don't need it people. I'm like, you might not need it, but that doesn't mean it couldn't help you because you're like I said about the film on your soup. You have work, you have relationships, you have if you live in Utah, you have some of the worst air all the time. You're breathing in brake dust and all kinds of nonsense.
And we have a data center coming anyway. Sorry.
And don't even get started. I'm not okay with, but anyway, and then the foods that we're eating, like the lifestyles that we live,
Yeah.
we're being attacked constantly. We are inflamed constantly. So you might not need it, but if you're concerned about inflammation or lowering your stress or like combating these things and, you know, monocrop agriculture where everything is the same crop,
Yeah.
the soil is depleted, we don't get the same things from food as we used to, so you have to supplement. And if you're supplementing, why not use one that puts a smile on your face and has a community built in?
Is what I'm hearing is that there are so many reasons to give it a shot. There are so many to keep trying and figuring out the combination
Yeah.
so that you can get the maximum benefit of a plant.
And at the
Right?
very least, don't be afraid to. If you've tried other things, or if your skepticism is coming down because you've heard enough stories about people saying, I got off this, or it helped me with this, or it changed this in my life,
Yeah.
you're not going to hurt yourself. I promise.
And there's plenty of studies go out there. Again, it's not for everybody. I'll say this, it's not
Totally.
the end all do all. We're just coming from the angle that it's worked wonders. It's working wonders for me in my life.
Totally. And you'll
You
run
know,
into the people. I've had a lady say, "Oh, it's not for me. I'm allergic." And I was like, "Yeah, people say that." She was like, "No, she told me what her allergy was. I can't name it now, but it's an allergy to flowering plants." And so you hear those things, and then people with the cannabis hyperemesis, like it really isn't for everybody. People on certain medications or have certain predispositions, it's not for you. And for the people who just don't want to look inside themselves all that much, it's not for you. That's all right. That's it. It's not everything is for everybody, and
yep.
I wouldn't say one thing is for everybody except water, air, and people.
We all don't need rose-colored glasses. It's
That's right.
okay. It's all okay. We're coming to the closing of our show, and thank you so much for the master class. I really appreciate it. If nothing else, you could at least feel the amazing energy and the positive vibes that my man Nick bring and brought to the program tonight. So thank you for that. But a wealth of knowledge. Where can we send people if they're still interested about the origin story, about the origins brand, or maybe there's business owners out there that are saying, "Hey, I have a dispensary in Kentucky, or I have a dispensary here. I don't know if any of that's possible, but if they'd like to reach out,
Mhm.
how do they make contact with Origins, with you?"
Uh, at Origins 801 on Instagram, I think is our outlet. You
Yeah.
can shoot me an email at nick@originsut.com. That gets you right in touch with me. And we'd be happy to, whether we're doing business or not. Again, cannabis is a community to me. All stories are important. I have a lot to share with people, and I want that to be reciprocated.
Yeah.
And so it's reach out.
If I can't, mostly because people who have a medical card, they will be able to access you by going to the dispensaries/pharmacies.
Mhm.
If I don't have a medical card, where can I see? Will you have? Are you going to be popping up at any trade shows? Are you guys going to be making appearances anywhere where
Um,
I can get
well,
access to information besides the internet?
yeah, you can come drop by our office. My partner Jake is also CEO of a cannabis or a CBD brand called Gold Naturals, and we have a retail shop, and that's where our office is. So come say what's up to Gold Naturals. Buy Gold Naturals CBD.
You mean Go Naturals that uses the food sciences? That Go
Yeah.
Naturals? Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. The formulation.
A very, very good bro. No, no, we know them very well too.
Yeah.
We run their stuff through the plug, wild cannabis and that kind of stuff. But yes, that's a very, very
Come check
notable
us out.
brand. Yeah.
We do cannabis.
Yeah. You live, breathe, and eat cannabis. So thank you so
Oh yeah.
much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
We're gonna, chop this up. We'll put it on YouTube. But thanks for joining us live. If there's any comments and questions, please feel free, leave them here. We'd like to go through them. If there's other brands, mostly we want to tackle first any brands in Utah. Who's another brand that you guys are partners with, that you're friends with, that we could look
Well, we
into?
started with, first of all, let me stop there and say congratulations, Brian.
Oh yes,
They just
happy
had a
father.
baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
I told him he should name the baby, Buddha
I
Cindy Lee. That's what I told him, but he said, "Well, I'm not
He
really
said Nick's a
sure."
stronger name. I don't know if they've decided. But yeah, I really love the flower shop. They have such good energy there in
Yes.
Ogden. Love that team, True North. They do great products. I love. I mean, there's so many good ones,
Yeah.
and I feel like if I start
All of them.
listing,
You're gonna miss somebody, and
yeah.
got
So
you.
it's all love. I
Yeah.
love all of them.
8 growers, 15
Yep.
shops.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's all
You got a
love.
partner. It's don't throw stone in a glass house.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. But we still want to highlight our great community here in Utah. So
Mhm.
thanks for the heads up. Thank you to Brian for connecting Origins with Big Buddha podcast. We will try these and we will give you a honest review. Again, it's just about delivering medicine. We're not trying to sell these products, but if you do have a medical card, you can access these at the various pharmacies and dispensaries here in Utah. Go to empathetics.com to get your medical card. In Utah County, since my man is from Utah County, the Empathetics Wellness Office is 499 North University Avenue. They're starting to do all the wellness, ketamine, medical cards, tirzepatides, the whole wellness program. So give them a shot. My man, thank you so much. We always like to end with 2 words, and it's what, honey? Be kind. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Don't forget to go visit our various partners: FitCon, Rockwell, Park City Farmers Market, Volker's Bakery, Motown Mondays, day one, and go get your Bitcoins. Sorry, just kidding. My wife, I just want to see you listening. She's like, what? We're not with those guys. Molt. Sorry. Bye.
Now this moment has come. Yeah, we made it this far, my love. By the blessing of God and I am yours, and you are mine. Eternity passing by, I'll love you more and more in time. To happiness and our flaws, I am here for it all. I'll never leave your side, baby, unless you with me for life.
Oh, I need to say I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
In front of you and another guy, I make a vow every day. You say